Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mind Detective. Today we're cracking the code of human connection, specifically that adorable and sometimes confusing phenomenon, a woman's blush. Have you ever been talking to a girl and suddenly her cheeks turn rosy red? Does it leave you wondering, wait, is she embarrassed or attracted to me? Fear not, my friends, because today we're decoding the secret language of blushing. First things first, blushing is a physiological response. When we experience emotions like shyness, excitement, or even, yes, attraction, our blood vessels dilate near the skin's surface. This creates that flushed look, especially noticeable on the face and neck. But how can you tell if her blush is because of you? Here's where things get interesting. Look for accompanying body language. Does her smile widen along with the blush? Does she make eye contact and seem flustered but engaged? These are good signs that her blush might be linked to you. Let's break it down further. Eye contact. If she maintains eye contact while blushing, it suggests she's interested in holding your attention. A shy glance downward, followed by a peek back up with a rosy tint to her cheeks, can also be a sign of flirtation. Increased fidgeting. Pay attention to subtle changes in her posture or movements. Does she play with her hair, twirl a necklace, or tap her foot? While some fidgeting can be a nervous habit, when coupled with a blush, it could indicate she's flustered in your presence, in a good way. Mirroring. This is a subconscious way people show interest. Does she unconsciously mimic your posture or gestures while blushing? This can indicate she's feeling comfortable and in sync with you. Now, intensity matters too. A faint blush might be a fleeting reaction, perhaps triggered by a light-hearted compliment, while a deep crimson spreading across her cheeks could signal stronger emotions. Consider the situation. Did you just share a funny story or an inside joke? Or did you compliment her in a more personal way? The context can help you interpret the intensity of the blush. Context is key. Does she blush around everyone, or is it reserved for your interactions? If it's more prominent when you're together, that's a positive sign. For example, if she blushes readily when talking to her close girlfriends, but seems to get a bit rosy-cheeked only when you crack a joke, that might indicate a different level of comfort and interest around you. Remember, blushing can indicate more than just attraction. It could be nervousness or feeling put on the spot. So here's the golden rule. Don't rely solely on a blush to determine her feelings. But if her blush is accompanied by other positive signs, prolonged eye contact, playful banter, initiating conversations, then it's a strong hint that she might be interested. Look for a constellation of signals, not just a single spark. Now let's address a potential curveball, the self-conscious blush. Sometimes a woman might blush simply because she feels self-conscious under your gaze. Maybe she's spilled a drink or stumbled over her words. In this case, the blush might be accompanied by apologies or nervous laughter. It's important to be sensitive to the situation and avoid making her feel more awkward. The key takeaway? Look for the bigger picture. Does her blush seem genuine and playful or forced and uncomfortable? If the overall vibe is positive and she seems relaxed in your company, then the blush might be a good sign. Here's another factor to consider: personality. Some women are naturally more prone to blushing than others. If you know her to be a bit shy or easily flustered, then a blush might not necessarily be a sign of romantic interest. However, if she's usually confident and composed, and you notice a blush during your interactions, it could hold more weight. Ultimately, the best way to understand a woman's blush is to combine these observations with your overall interactions. Are your conversations flowing easily? Does she seem to enjoy spending time with you? Does she initiate contact or reciprocate your efforts to connect? If the answer is yes to most of these questions, then the blush, along with other positive cues, can be a strong indicator of her interest. Now remember, this isn't an exact science, but by understanding the physiology behind blushing, combined with the language of body language and the importance of context, you'll be well on your way to deciphering her rosy cheeks. The next time a woman blushes in your presence, take a deep breath and use these tips to gauge her potential feelings. Don't be afraid to be confident and make the next move. A genuine smile and a playful conversation can go a long way. All right, gentlemen, we've talked about the good stuff, but what about the confusing stuff? Let's face it, not every blush is a billboard declaring romantic interest. Here are some things to keep in mind. Cultural background. Blushing norms can vary across cultures. In some societies, blushing is a more common response to social situations, regardless of the person involved. Be mindful of her cultural background when interpreting a blush. Social anxiety. For some people, blushing can be a symptom of social anxiety. If she seems withdrawn or uncomfortable in social settings in general, the blush might not be personal. Physical exertion. Believe it or not, physical activity can also lead to blushing. If you've just finished a workout together, a rosy glow might not be a sign of attraction, but simply a heated workout. The bottom line? A blush alone doesn't tell the whole story. Use it as a piece of the puzzle, but don't get hung up on it. Look for a combination of positive signals: prolonged eye contact, playful banter, initiating conversations, and a sense of ease in your company. Remember, the most important thing is to be yourself and create a genuine connection. If there's a spark, the blush might just be the first sign of something special blooming. So relax, have fun, and let the natural flow of conversation guide you.